Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. I did. I DJ'd at this party called the White Party in Temecula at the South Coast Winery. And everyone dressed in white. It was really, really cool. I guess I should post some things so that you could see what I was talking about. But anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. This week, I'm going to be closing down the argumentative essay and starting on the persuasive essay. And the theme of the persuasive essay is music, specifically protest music. We're going to be taking a look at songs. We're going to be dissecting lyrics. I'm going to give you a brief history of protest music, and we're going to start this campaign tomorrow. But first, I'd like to go to share my screen and to take you to this week's module, which I will launch it right then and there. And in keeping with the theme of like a mental gym, this week we're going to be talking about mindset, specifically fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And here we have two short videos on what mindset, what fixed mindset versus growth mindset is all about. And if you can just think about the terms, fixed versus growth, which one are you? So again, this is the mental gym part of this week's program. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Right after that is an article by the founder, and that was the young lady that you saw on the top video, Carol Dweck. Interesting, fantastic story. You will not get bored. And then this is a summary of growth versus fixed mindset. Following that, we have, it always says graded quiz, but it is really a question that's asking you, are you fixed or are you growth? And we'll take a look at the student view. It says take the quiz, and it says after reviewing the PowerPoint and the video, answer the following question. Write about one of the biggest mistakes you've ever made. What important lessons did you learn from that mistake? How did making that mistake help you improve who you are today? And you'll see how that ties in with a fixed and growth mindset. So we're going to be leaving the student view, and we're going to be going back to the module. Okay, your voice matters. Who you are on paper, that's what I want to hear in my head. And so it takes a minute for us to define who we are on paper. It's easy to have a discussion with someone on the streets or with your family or on the phone, but actually transferring that voice onto paper, there's a little bit of not a trick to it, but you have to concentrate. Because why? Number one, your voice is important. What you have to say is very, very important. Don't let anyone ever tell you or let anybody dismiss who you are or your opinions. However, on paper, I want to be able to hear who you are. Some of you, I can already hear it in your letters to your cell phones and in your counter arguments that you shared that were due last night. I read all of them. I already commented on them. In fact, two students wrote, they're already at 1,000 words, really close to the end. And so I read all of them and I commented on all of them. This here on voice is a short video that I did. As mentioned, your voice on paper, hearing your voice in the ears, in the mind of the reader is important. Establish your own style and tone within your writing. Here you have a forum to voice your intellectualism. Be who you are, write from the soul. Let's hear your voice on paper. As I've mentioned to you many times, I really think that we are all 20 times smarter than we think we are, and we could do 10 times more than we think we can. I believe that. Okay, going to go next to the model argument. Here is the model. I took it from previous pages. This is what your essay should look like. Nice title. This is a 12-point Arial font, double spaced, right? Your name is up in the corner with the page number, double spaced all the way through. And then at the end, you have your works cited, right? Remember that you're using what? You're using essays, you're using surveys, articles, studies that are what? Academic. What does that mean? They're peer reviewed. In other words, if there's an article in Psychology Today, obviously psychologists are reviewing other psychologists' work. That's what we mean by peer reviewed. So here's a great example. Read this through. I've asked you to do it before. It's important. Okay. Then next, I said this, I uploaded here on this page the prompt. It's important that you go back and read the prompt numerous times to make sure that you stay focused on your direction. Write an argumentative essay on the addictive effects of smartphone use among teens and whether extreme use of social media affects the mental health in teens. Are teens the only ones affected? Remember, we talked about using words, vocabulary from the prompt, right? Use as many words as you possibly can from the prompt and sprinkle them all the way through your essay. And that ties everything together, okay? 1,500 words, and then here's all of the information that you want to constantly double check, okay? And then next, instructions. Upload your first draft of your argumentative essay here. It's due this coming Sunday, okay? So you have a week to, if you've already uploaded your first and your second paragraphs, your introduction and your first body paragraphs, you know you have to write some more. If you already worked on your counter argument, I think I only read 11 submissions. You can go and you can check my notes on them. And I have to advise you that it's so important to do the work. Why? Because then you get feedback from me so that it keeps you focused and keeps you going in the right direction. Some students haven't been doing the work and you're getting goose eggs, right? Instead of 50s and 100s. Next, I've uploaded smartphone images, maybe to entice you, to get you excited, to give you some ideas. This particular picture and this particular picture were taken by an artist that took the phones out, you know, of the out of the pictures, right? He took the phones out of the pictures to show you what it looks like with people that are looking at their phone, but they don't have their phone, right? Anyway, these are great pictures. And then finally, I've uploaded, again, students are still writing in first and second person. We need to write in third person. You don't want to get a big fat 0 on your argumentative essay because you were writing it in the narrative form instead of writing it in the third person perspective. If you still haven't grasped it, again, take a look at this short video. And then finally, amazing resources and articles. If you don't have enough, here's some great information. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 articles here. Okay. And organizing your argument, you can go on and on and on. So I'm going to go back here to the module. And everything is here. It's already uploaded. go through and read everything, just march on down and don't miss anything and take notes and review your article. For the mindset thing, I'm asking you to, after reading and viewing the videos, that you respond here under mindset, and then upload your first draft of your essay here. You have until Sunday, but you don't want to wait till the last minute, right? Okay. And then finally, when it comes to writing these things, there's this little simple, you've probably heard it before, but in your intro, you tell them what you're going to tell them. In your body paragraphs, you tell them. You tell them what you're going to tell them. This is going to be a story about smartphone abuse among teens. In your 3 body paragraphs and your counter, you tell them. In the intro, you tell them what you're going to tell them. Then you tell them. Then in your conclusion, you tell them what you told them. Sounds simple, but it kind of is. You tell them what you're going to tell them, you tell them, and then you tell them what you just told them. Okay? And the important elements are what? Writing in third person. Right? Each body paragraph is dedicated to one subject. Whether it be anxiety, depression, sleep deprivation, suicide, personality dysfunction. There are so many things that come from the abuse. Isolation, right? So many things that come from the abuse of the cell phone with young people. So each body paragraph is dedicated to one subject, right? Your counter, argument is really stating the opposition, right? You're basically saying, you know what? Yeah, we've been talking about the problems associated with the abuse of the smartphone among teens and how it affects them mentally. But at the same time, the phone is still a great tool, right? However, no matter how great it is, it still doesn't override the fact that it is detrimental, especially when it's being abused. And then finally, the conclusion, you rewrite your thesis statement in different words. And then it's like a greatest hits of your essay. Restate your main points. And then you can say, you can go into first person and say, I think, I highly recommend. You can make a recommendation. So these are what? These are important elements, right? Writing in third person. Each body paragraph is dedicated to one subject. The counter argument, right, is stating the opposition's position, right? Your conclusion, rewrite your thesis statement, is the greatest hits of your essay. Restate your strong points and claims, and make a recommendation. And finally, each I'm going to put down here, 2A, make sure you support your topics with academic resources, which are what? Studies, articles, surveys, academic, all academic, right? So just double checking my notes here. I think I covered everything. Writing in third person. Strong thesis statement at the end of your intro paragraph, right? Each body paragraph is dedicated to one subject, and it starts off with a what? A topic sentence. Make sure you support your topics with academic resources, studies, articles, and surveys. Make sure your counter argument states the opposition's opinion. Basically, hey, this invention is probably the invention of the century. However, its addictive nature is really detrimental to the mental health of teens. Okay. Your counter argument and your conclusion. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. And finally, it's very important that you contact the English Center. Let me go back here. Why? Because you need to have somebody from the English Center take a look at your paper. It's part of your grade, right? It's part of your grade. Here is where you can get to the library to do your research. Okay. And you just click on here and it takes you straight to the library, and that's where you could do your academic research. That's where you could do your academic research. And so starting tomorrow, like I said, we're going to go into the music field, specifically talking about protest music and its effect on social issues. And so we're kind of like fading out of the argumentative essay, and we're kind of fading into the persuasive essay. Any questions, let me know. And between now and the end of the semester, I will be setting up one-on-ones with everybody. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.